So this is basically 8.3 part 1, which is the first method of writing linear functions, primarily when you're given the slope and the y-intercept. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to dissect and break down, right, the slope-intercept form of a linear function. So if you're given this function rule, f of x equals 4x plus 3, if I were to use that function rule to create a table of values, this would give me 4 times negative 1, which is negative 4, plus 3, which is negative 1. If I plug 0 in, 4 times 0 plus 3 would give me 0 plus 3, which is 3. And if I go ahead and finish this up, 4 times 1 plus 3, 4 plus 3 is 7. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. If you look here, right, if you remember, our common difference is 4. We're going up 4 each time. And that right there tells us that the slope is 4. But where does the y-intercept come in? Well, if I look at this part of slope-intercept form, x is 0, y is 3, right away I know, right, this is my y-intercept. Now, if I look at the next one, if I fill out this table, negative 2 times negative 1 plus 6, 2 plus 6, 8. Then, if I plug 0 in, negative 2 times 0 plus 6 gives me 6. Negative 2 times 1 plus 6, negative 2 plus 6 is 4. And then finally, this last one would be 2. If you notice here, my common difference, I'm going down 2 each time, which basically that represents my slope, right? But then if you look, what is the y-intercept from the table? 0, 6. Does that match up there? Yes. So the first thing that we're going to look at is if you're given, right, the slope, right? If you're given the slope, that is your m. And to find that, we always, if you're not given it, you're going to find it by using y minus y over x minus x. Now your y-intercept, right, which in the slope-intercept form is your b, is always going to have an x-coordinate of 0, comma, b. And now, once you find the slope in the y-intercept, you know f of x equals mx plus b. So we know m is the slope, b is the y-intercept. So to write these equations, right, of lines when you're given the slope and y-intercept, first thing you're going to do is find the slope m. Then you're going to find the y-intercept b and substitute them in to slope-intercept form. This is probably the easiest method by far. So here, write an equation for the line whose slope is negative 8 and y-intercept is 0, 4. Well, you know right away, m is negative 8. And if your y-intercept is 0, 4, b is 4. I have m, I have b. We know y equals mx plus b. So all I'm going to do is take the value of m, put it in the place of m, take the value of b, and substitute it in here. So y equals negative 8x plus 4. The next one, the slope is 2/3. So m is 2/3. The y-intercept is 0, negative 7. So right away, b is negative 7. So y equals mx, so 2/3 x. Since b is negative 7, we're going to subtract the 7. And that is the equation of our line. When I look at example 3, write an equation line that passes through these 2 points. Well, they don't give me the slope. So the first thing I'm going to do is find the slope using the formula y minus y over x minus x. So I'm going to start with this y So 1 minus negative 8 over, I must use this x value first on bottom. Now, if I bling bling this, 1 plus 8 is 9 over negative 3. 9 divided by negative 3 is negative 3. So right away here, I know M, which ordered pair is a y-intercept. You have to recognize when x is 0, that's your y-intercept. So B is negative 8. I have everything I need, so y equals M, which is negative 3 times x. B is negative 8, so minus 8. The next example, you're given these values. You have to know in function notation that this is basically your input, which is your x value, and this is your output, which is your y value. So if I created ordered pairs from this, input negative 6, output negative 1, input 0, output 3. So now, do we know the slope? No. So we're going to go and find it. So I'm going to do y minus y. So negative 1 minus 3. So I subtracted the y's here. And then negative 6 minus 0, that will give me negative 4 over negative 6. Now remember, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. 4 over 6. 4 and 6 can both be divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So my slope here is 2/3. So right away, my function would be f of x equals m, which is 2/3 times x. And if you notice, which ordered pair has an x value of 0? This one here. So right away, it's going to be 2/3 x plus 3. Example 5. Write an equation for the function in the table. So what we're going to first do is use the table to find the slope. And remember, guys, if my x's are going up by 1, I'm basically looking for my common difference. What did I do from here to here, here to here, here to here? If I look, I'm going down 6 each time. Negative 8 minus 6 is negative 14. Negative 14 minus 6 is negative 20. So my slope is negative 6. How do I find my y-intercept from the table? I look for an x value of 0. So x is 0. What's my output y? Negative 20. So I know B is negative 20. And my equation would be y equals negative 6x minus 20. Now, the next one, first off, easiest part is to find the y-intercept. You know this is your y-intercept, which is at 0, negative 4. So right away that tells me B is negative 4. Now I have to find the slope of this line using the rise over the run. Now, can you find the ordered pairs? Yes. Right? Could I say this is 4, negative 1, this is 8, 2, and use the formula? Yes. But to me, it's a lot easier to just go up 3, right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So my slope, change in y is 3, change in x is 4. Now, I know m, I know b, y equals 3/4 x minus 4. Okay, now, the last one here. First off, I look at the graph. Can I identify the y-intercept? Right there. This is my y-intercept is at 0, 2. So B is 2. Now I got to find the slope. So I'm going to go from this point to say this point. Down 1, 2, 3 over 1. Since I went down, it's negative 3 over 1. So my slope, change in y, is negative 3 over 1. So now my equation, m is -3 times x plus my b is 2, and I am done. All right, go ahead, try the student practice, and let us know if you have questions.